This video is about the English Reformation. During the 16th century, the Church of England broke away from the Catholic Church in Rome. But it was more than that. It was an actual reformation of the Church. Mainly involved were the monarchs of the House of Tudor, but also clerics, politicians, and other persons of influence like Anne Boleyn, Thomas Cromwell, and Thomas Cranmer. Now, before the English Reformation, we had the Reformation of Martin Luther. Because of the invention of printing, his ideas spread very quickly over Europe. They reached England and fell on fertile ground because we had a few reformatory movements in England before. On a political level, there was an ongoing power struggle, for quite a while ongoing power struggle, between the English monarchs and the Pope. In this context, the Statute of Prémunire is important, which prohibits the Church of England to follow foreign powers directed towards the Pope. The Tudor dynasty is on the throne not too long. We had the Wars of the Roses, so a nasty war for 30 years in the second half of the 15th century. Now, Henry VIII was crowned in 1509 and he married Catherine of Aragon. In 1521, he still defended Catholicism against Martin Luther, and the Pope proclaimed him Defender of the Faith. Ironically, the British monarch till this day holds this title. Now, Anne Boleyn came to the court in 1522. Henry fell in love, and it should be mentioned, Anne Boleyn was a convinced Protestant. She and other Protestants gained more influence, and the Protestant ideas grew in important positions in England. Now, Henry wanted a divorce, or an annulment of his marriage to Catherine. The Pope denied, rejected, and that was not the idea of Henry. Now, the conflict with Rome was actually on. So Henry used the mentioned Statute of Prémunire, and he forced the Church to recognize his supremacy. Then the new Archbishop of Canterbury, Thomas Cranmer, annulled Henry's marriage to Catherine, and Henry and Anne Boleyn could get married. We have the Reformation Parliament from 1529 to 1536, and they passed quite a few laws which stopped the papal influence on the law in England and on the Church. Henry needed money, so a good solution was the dissolution of the monasteries, and that also meant, Roman Catholic faith is going down in England. Now, the Reformation was not an easy thing, an easy process. There was disputes and there was violence. So Henry decided to bring back a few of the old Catholic ideas, to calm the situation down and bring the country under control. But he died, and his son Edward ascended to the throne. The Privy Council, reigning, refreshed the Reformation and abolished the celibacy, brought in a new order of worship, and renewed the understanding of the sacraments. Then Edward died, and his Catholic half-sister Mary was now queen. She tried to bring back Catholicism and oppress Protestants. She earned the nickname Bloody Mary, because she actually murdered quite a few Protestants. When she died, Elizabeth I was Queen of England, and she brought back the Reformation, and with her, the Reformation was completely established. In the end of her reign, we have three groups: Catholics, an oppressed minority, Puritans who wanted far-reaching Reformation, and the Anglicans mainstream. A bit of Reformation, but you actually can see the Catholic tradition. So what do we have? We have the Church of England. It's an independent church. Religious minorities have difficulties, especially Catholics, for quite some centuries from now on. England secures her independence through this Reformation, and that enables her to ascend to being the global superpower. The different religious movements, Puritans, mainstream Church of England, and so on, are an important factor and influence on the English Civil War and the Interregnum, and then, of course, the Restoration. That was the English Reformation in 5.